Hey guys, this is Hercules of Athens here, and right now I'm showing you guys my Dark World deck profile. So it's one of my favorite decks, first deck I had when I got into the game. So let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we have 3 Grapha. Most decks will run 3 Grapha. It pops a card upon discarding, and you can return a Dark World from field to hand to special summon him from the graveyard. So that's really just he's really the key card that this whole deck revolves around. So yeah, 3 Grapha is really something that's standard pretty much for all Dark World players. So yeah, that's all I've really have to say about about him. You know, my prodigal son right here. Then prodigal stepson is a Malefic Stardust Dragon, and he works well with the field spell because basically he protects it from being destroyed, and he's also another Grapha's a level 8 and he's a level 8, so they both have synergy for exceeds. But I mean, sometimes it's I wouldn't run multiples because you can only have one Malefic monster on the field by his effect, and sometimes it can just be a pain to draw into multiples or when you don't need to see it. So yeah, right. I only run one Malefic Stardust. Then we have 3 Snow. She's the Universal Searcher. She searches any Dark World card from your deck to your hand, and upon discard. So I mean, it's really important you run 3 because you do have quite a few Dark World cards. I mean, otherwise it probably wouldn't be called a Dark World deck. But yeah, 3 Snow. Then we have 3 Beige. Really because he upon discard he's special summoned from the graveyard, so really he has good synergy with Grapha, and he's an extra small beater. And sometimes what I'll do is if I have a bad hand, I'll just normal summon him, let him kill it, and then I'll use him as fodder for my field spell. But I'll get into exactly what my field spell does, like in sequence. So yeah, so then we have 1 Trance Fiend, an extra discard outlet, and it also allows you to nab one of your banished dark monsters back to your hand. So it really helps when your opponent likes to banish your monsters, especially with your Graphas, because your opponent will go after your Graphas heavily if they have banishment effects. Then so yeah, so that's 1 Trance Fiend. Then you have 3 Brow, Huntsman of the Dark World. Just extra draw power really helps add consistency to the deck. So that's why I have 3. And then for last 3 cards, we have Farfa, Tour Guide, and Skarm. Farfa, spot removal. Tour Guide, I had 3 Tour Guide originally, and in this current build, I'd probably run 2, but right now I can only have 1. Because, I mean, it special summons a level 3 Fiend from your hand deck, and Brow is a level 3 Fiend. So, that it really just helps with your synergy a lot of the time and just getting plays. If you brick and you draw on a tour guide, you can just summon a Fortune Tune over here and then stall. So and that's why I run a tour guide. And then Skarm just adds a level 3 Dark Fiend from your deck to your hand, which basically if you didn't summon Skarm off of tour guide's effect, it basically translates into add a tour guide from deck to your hand. So yeah, that's it for monsters. Spells, we have 1 Raigeki, 3 Drag Down to the Grave, because it really just messes with your opponent's hand, and it basically allows your plays to get off because both players have to discard a card from their opponent's hand, and both players draw 1 card after that, so that really helps as well. So I mean, it's just a really good all-purpose card. So that's 3 Drag Down, one day apiece because it's just extra draw power, and if you're in a bad situation, or if you even if you're in a good situation and you just get monsters on the field, you just attack with your monsters and then main phase 2 1 day of peace, so your opponent can't basically inflict damage to you. Or if you're in a bad situation, just do the same thing pretty much. So yeah, 1 day of peace. 1 Terraforming for the field spell. Multiples clogged when I tried to run multiples, so that's why I only run 1. But I feel like 1 is enough. And so then we have 3 Dark World Dealings. Just each player draws a card, discards a card. Can really mess with your opponent because sometimes there's like, I don't want to discard my I want to keep my hand the same, but now they have to choose. So I don't know. It can get pretty nasty when you're trying to you know, just keep use like dealings and drag down and just keep repeat using those two in combination can just be really nasty for your opponent. So then we have one Foolish Burial, just for your Grafas or your Burning Abyss cards if you need to, and 3 MST because you need outs to stuff like not I can't think of the name, Macrocosmos and Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. You need outs to those, so that's why I run 3 MST. And in general, I just believe in running 3 MSTs in most decks except for my Cleafort deck or except for my Cleafort deck, I run 3 MST in most of my decks. And then finally, we have the Field Spell. This is probably one of the most important cards. All Fiend-type monsters gain 300 attack and defense. This is a Fiend-based deck. Most of these cards, except for Malefic Stardust, are Fiends, so that helps. And once per turn, you banish a Fiend from grave, discard a Fiend monster, and then draw a card. So it just helps with the consistency a lot. And that's why I run cards like Transarch Fiend and Leviathan the Sea Dragon. So, yeah, there's 3 gates. Then for traps, we have 3 Mind Crush, works well with Drag Down, 1 Bottomless, 2 Dark Smog, really just messes with the graveyard and allows you to discard, and 1 Skill Drain, rounding off the main deck. Then for the extra deck, we have the aforementioned Fortune Tune, really just one of my favorite cards. Then we have the Zen Mains, because you do need it sometimes. Leviair, Nightmare Shark, Maystroke, Exciton Knight, 101, Master Key Beetle, Felgrand, 2 Felgrand, 1 Heliopolis, a Galaxy-Eyes Tachyon, so you can go into Galaxy-Eyes full armor if you need to, and then 1 number 22 Zombie Stein, because it's a 45k beater, and it works perfectly for this deck, because sometimes you just need to get over certain things. And then finally 1 Stardust Dragon for Malefic Stardust. So that's it for main and extra deck. Side deck choices, 3 Artifact Lane Seiya, because you need to get over banishing effects during your opponent's turn, and it shuts down Infernoids and Spiritual Beasts, so that's why I run 3 of. 1 Denko Sekka, I'll probably up this to 2, I'm just not sure. I'm still playtesting, some of these cards in the side deck, so any updates I might, either leave an annotation or do a whole new video. But yeah, 1 Denko Sekka, 2 Max C, 2 Shared Ride, 1 Eradicator, 3 Dark Deal, 1 Dark Smog, and 2 Mind Drain, finishing off the side deck. So yeah, that's my current Dark World deck. Hope you guys enjoyed, find this useful. This is Hercules of Athens, signing out.